Hello and welcome to my channel. Here we talk about movies, and today we are discussing a Canadian film called Suze. It's a relationship drama with bits of humor sprinkled in. The story follows Suze, a middle-aged divorcee. Her daughter recently left for college, and Suze gets stuck looking after her daughter's high school boyfriend Gage, who she can't stand. Dane Clark and Lindsay Stewart wrote and directed the film, which stars Michaela Watkins as Suze, Charlie Gillespie as Gage, and Aaron Ashmore as Gage's father, Rick. Okay, so this is how we're going to do things. We're going to start with the positives, then move on to the negatives, and finally end with my personal thoughts and a rating. Positives first. The story is a highly emotional tale about two people bonding over their crappy relationship experiences. Gage is a misfit with a heart of gold, and Suze is an overbearing mom who means well. When they're stuck together, they end up helping each other out of their shells, and it leads to some heartfelt moments between them and an unbreakable bond. The film mixes in a little bit of levity to take off some of the pressure, and they did a good job. None of the jokes will have you rolling on the floor, but there's quite a few light chuckles, and they come at the perfect moment. The cast is fairly small, with most of them playing everyday people with a slightly exaggerated flaw. There is some solid comedic timing and a lot of subtle nastiness that manifests in natural ways. The characters aren't outright evil, they just let their rotten core show through when it counts. For standout performances, you had Michaela Watkins as Suze and Charlie Gillespie as Gage. Michaela Watkins plays a reluctant hero slowly coming around to Gage's peculiar personality. Watkins plays Suze's annoyance well and does a great job with the film's humor. When it comes time to look after Gage, she looks genuinely concerned for him like a mama bird with a new hatchling. Gillespie's Gage is a surfer bro mixed with a musician. His personality reminded me of a dumb and happy dog who everyone loves having around. He says and does dumb things, but somehow it always makes you laugh. When it comes time to explore his talents, he's got quite a few surprises like a great voice. Gillespie shows off a lot of chemistry with the other actors and a lot of screen presence. The story takes place in a professionally framed and well-lit modern world. It consists of expensive houses, a few office spaces, and a nice restaurant or two, but they shot it well and created a visual journey that's easy to follow along with. It's backed by a plethora of melancholic instrumentals that do a good job of drawing out sadness and loneliness from the scenery, and a few classic breakup songs. There are also two live performances from Gillespie's character Gage. The first time he and his band perform some high school alt-rock, and the second time he sings a beautiful rendition of Roxette's It Must Have Been Love. Both are awesome inclusions into the film and do wonders for fleshing out his character. Okay, now on to the bad. The film's characters are quite mundane. The scenario doesn't involve big events, and even the humor is quite mild. If you're not into cringe comedy and talking about breakups, this film doesn't have much in the way of content to offer. It also spends a lot of time on little details that never go anywhere, like the whole bit about the ex's new baby or Rick's feelings towards his son. They tease these elements like they're going to do something with them, and then they chew them once or twice before spitting them back out. It's a bit frustrating, and it makes those characters feel a little underdeveloped. The visual journey lacks big standout moments like visual gags or special scenery. It takes place in a mundane setting, has nothing but conversations for content, and while it's nice to look at, you could get most of the story's emotions by just listening to the film. No part of it stands out as special, and it feels like a missed opportunity. For me personally, this film was quite enjoyable. I really enjoyed both Gage and Suze as characters and found their relationship to be quite touching. I thought they did a great job with the relationship dynamics in general, and it was just humorous enough to give you a bit of sweetness with your bitter. Overall, Suze is a well-made film with a light story. The cast does a good job of their roles, especially Michaela Watkins and Charlie Gillespie. The visual journey is well shot, although a bit mundane, and the soundtrack is both interesting and effective. As for a rating, I'd give this film a 7 out of 10. Remember, these are just my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bye-bye.